Hey everyone, a very good evening to all of you guys. Welcome to the Finance Current Affairs session. Let's quickly start the discussion. So guys, the very first news for today is related to your RBI integrates the Bharat Connect with the FX retail to enable the digital USD purchases. So there are two platforms, Bharat Connect bill payment system and the FX retail, right? So these two platforms have been integrated now. These two platforms have been integrated now to enable the digital USD purchases. So this Bharat Connect is none other than your Bharat bill payment system, which is operated by the NPCI, and your FX retail is an online marketplace of the forex, basically operated by the Clearing Corporation Dealing System Limited, which is none other than the subsidiary of the CCIL only, right? So these two platforms have integrated. RBI has integrated these two platforms so that now the individual customers can also digitally buy the US dollars by using their rupee online, that too in a real time manner, right? So this news was there on your RBI website. Next is NPCI launches the NPCI Tech Solution Limited. Now this is nothing but it is focusing on the fintech experimentation and breakthrough innovation, and the only way to do so is by having a sandbox approach, right? So just like we are having a regulatory sandbox in the RBI as well, we do have NPCI Tech Solution, which is nothing but a new subsidiary for the sandbox purpose. A very good evening everyone. Good evening John and Anushka. Welcome to the session everyone. So NPCI has so many subsidies. This is the fourth subsidy which is related to the sandbox. So basically it's all about testing more and more payment related projects so that innovation can be there in India related to the payment system, right? Then there was a Meet Global FinTech Fest 2025. So it was during the 7th to 9th October 2025 in Mumbai, and a lot of things have been discussed related to fintech in this particular fest, right? So it was organized by the Payment Council of India NPCI in the Fintech Convergence Council. So these three entities have organized this particular FinTech Fest. The theme was empowering the finance for a better world powered by AI. What was the theme? Empowering finance for better world powered by AI. So multiple discussions related to IPO listing, right, related to artificial intelligence use in fintech and persistent fight against the digital fraud. Why? Because of the AI use case, the digital frauds are also on an all-time high level. And during the same Global FinTech Fest, RBI has also announced 4 digital payment measures. What are those measures? The first one is AI based UPI help. So in case if you are having any kind of problem in any kind of UPI transaction, in UPI payment, or managing any kind of mandate, or if there is any kind of dispute related issue, then a AI based UPI helpline is there for the UPI transaction. Then IoT based UPI payment. Nowadays you can in the near future you can make payments via the wearables as well, right? Like smart glasses. It can be via smart ring, right? So these are IoT based UPI payment. What is IoT? Internet of Things. Most of the things which are connected by internet, these things can also facilitate the transaction, like you'll be able to do UPI transaction by the wearables as well, by the smart appliances as well. Then interoperable net banking and small language model, which is vernacular language based model, will also be facilitated in case of UPI, right? So these were the 4 digital payment initiatives that RBI has also unveiled in this particular duration of the digital fest. Then WTO, World Trade Organization, has downgraded the global trade growth forecast to 0.5% for 2026. Earlier in August, the estimate was 1.8% and now it is down to 0.5%. Okay, this is for the financial year 2026. For the financial year 2026. RBI to pilot deposit tokenization. Now RBI is piloting the tokenization of the certificate of deposits, right? CDs basically. So banks are also needing the short-term funds, and CDs are a great source of raising short-term funds. Basically, they are money market instruments, right? Just like commercial paper, the private companies, the public companies are using, corporate entities are using commercial paper, and the banks are using certificate of deposits. So RBI is moving towards the tokenization of certificate of deposit, and they will be using the wholesale segment of the RBI CBDC for the same. So what do you mean by tokenization, guys? It's nothing but converting a traditional bank deposit amount into the digital tokens by using the blockchain technology. So whatever transactions we were doing on the banking servers, now we will be doing on the blockchain technology. So converting the bank deposit amount, in case of CD, it will be the bank deposit amount only, into the digital tokens, right? And how it will be facilitated? By using the wholesale segment of the RBI CBDC. Wholesale segment of the RBI CBDC. So definitely it will result in faster settlement and liquidity, lower transaction cost, transparency and auditability. Why? Because blockchain is a synonym of trust, right? Whatever transactions we are doing on a blockchain is quite transparent, it's auditable, and it is immutable. Then RBI launches retail sandbox for the digital currency, specifically CBDC, right? So this is again sandbox approach specifically for the CBDC, though we are already having a regulatory sandbox in which the fintech firms can test different products, but this is more specific to the CBDC, right? The digital currency. So now the fintech firms can definitely build, test their products and validate their application in a controlled environment, which is related to CBDC. The projects are related to CBDC here. Right, so again the objective will be the same, which is of the regulatory sandbox as well, which is innovation and experimentation is the whole criteria, right? It's all about bringing new things, and RBI is again aggressively promoting, I can say, CBDC. NPCI launches biometric wearable glass authentication for the UPI payment. NPCI in collaboration with RBI, so NPCI plus RBI, they are introducing a biometric authentication for UPI transaction using the Aadhaar linked biometric, right? So even with a wearable smart glass, on which a technology on which Meta is also working aggressively, right? Which was earlier called as Facebook, now Meta. They are also working on this particular technology. They have already done it successfully. NPCI in collaboration, what they are doing is they are integrating the UPI technology in the wearable smart glasses as well. So you will be able to scan the UPI QR codes via your smart glasses soon, and you can use the UPI Elite feature for the same, right? For basically the small payments. So initially the biometric authentication feature will be valid for the transaction up to 5,000 rupee. So UPI Elite के अंदर ये चीज चालू हो गई है. Then AUM of NPS, National Pension Scheme and Atal Pension Yojana cross the 16 crore का mark, 16 lakh crore. AUM means asset under management. So whatever investments are there in this particular two schemes, NPS and the Atal Pension Yojana, uska AUM, asset under management, has crossed 16 lakh crore. Please do remember this particular number. And majority of the I can say different initiatives were recently launched by PFRDA as well on 1st of October, which we have covered in our last to last session. Yeah, we have covered it in, I think, 2nd of October or 4th of October wala session, right? Related to finance current affairs only. Then unified market interface, RBI moved to tokenize the financial assets by using the wholesale CBDC. So now they are using the wholesale CBDC for the tokenization. And what do we call this? Unified market interface, UMI, unified market interface. for tokenization of the different financial assets, and they are going to use wholesale CBDC for the same. Then HDFC Bank launches My Business QR for the small businesses. So HDFC Bank, in collaboration with the Vyaparify, another entity, has launched the My Business QR, which is India's first commerce identity QR at the Global Fintech Fest. So recently in the Global Fintech Fest ये सारे यहाँ पे काफी सारे अपडेट आपके आ चुके हैं. Right, so this is a QR code which serves multiple purpose, I can say. Customers scanning the QR code can access and save the merchant's digital business profile as well. So by scanning the QR code, you are not only just able to pay, but you can also save the digital business profile of that particular entity as well. You can discover different products and services on your WhatsApp channel as well by scanning this particular QR. Then surge in the microfinance loan delinquencies in financial year 2025. So in financial year 2025, the portfolio at risk of the microfinance industry, specifically related to the PAR greater than 30 days overdue, climbed about 163% sharply up to 43,000 something crore. Earlier it used to be 16,000 crore. Now it is close to more than 43,000 crore. It's up by 163%. What is portfolio at risk? Nothing but a key indicator used in different industries to measure the quality of the loan portfolio. So what is my quality of the loan portfolio? What is the assessable credit risk that I am having in my portfolio? That's what portfolio at risk is all about. So it represents the percentage of my total outstanding loan. Whatever my total outstanding loan is, it's nothing but a percentage of that loan that is overdue beyond a specific number of days. So greater than 30 days, मतलब 30 days से ज़्यादा overdue हो चुके हैं. That's what portfolio at risk is all about. And there is a huge surge in the microfinance loan delinquency here in the financial year 2025 as per this particular report. Real-time forex settlement launched at Gift City. So earlier it used to take, close to 36 to 48 hour lag in the FX transaction settlement. Why? Because you are using different currencies. But now, because of this settlement which is launched at the Gift City, real-time forex settlement, it will be settled in the real-time basis only. So whatever foreign currency settlements are there at the Gift City IFSCA will definitely be done at a real time. So this new system enables instant settlement of foreign currency trades within the Gift IFSC, which is very much required, right? It is very much required. The Clearing Corporation of India is likely to be designated as the payment system operator, right? तो आपका यहाँ पे CCIL पेमेंट सिस्टम ऑपरेटर हो जाएंगे और ये रियल टाइम बेसिस पे फॉरेक्स सेटलमेंट करेगा, जिसका अर्लियर टाइम लैग हुआ करता था एनीवेयर अराउंड 36 to 48 आवर्स का लैग होता था. अब वो रियल टाइम पे हो जाएगा. सो इट्स अ बिग चेंज, राइट? इट्स अ बिग चेंज. नेक्स्ट इज द डेटा रिलेटेड टू एक्सपोर्ट्स. इंडियाज एक्सपोर्ट ग्रोथ leads in the global market in 2025. So India growth export is as of now projected to grow at 7.1% in 2025. Earlier it was 2.5% export global growth. In India 7.21 का growth है for your financial year 2025. Between April to August 2025 ही इंडिया ने close to 5.19% growth कर दिया है in the total exports. Now what is the driving reason? Diversified market. India has sourced different diversified market, right? Product source product to different market. Then improved supply chain policy support is also again there. So 7.1% is the expectation for 2025. Next is related to your retail inflation. Retail inflation CPI का data related to September 2025 is 1.54% as of now, which is lowest in the last 8 years. It's very well within the tolerable band of the RBI, which is 2%, right? We have already breached the lower band of the Reserve Bank of India, which is 2%. Food inflation, again, it's in the negative territory of minus 2.28%. Core inflation, 4.5%. We can see here in the PIB data as well. September related 1.52%. Earlier it was 2.07%. Now it is 1.54%. We can have a look. This is the food inflation, which is 2.28% negative. This is in the deflationary territory, guys, again. And here we can see that Kerala is the highest inflation having state. UPI data is 0.13% in September 2025, right? UPI data is, WPI data, sorry, wholesale price index data is 0.13% year on year basis. In August month, it was 0.52%. Now it's 0.13% as of now in September 2025. Again, the major price decrease came from fuel and power combined basis. So this is the data of your WPI wholesale price index. The National Household Income Survey 2026, MOSPI, which is your ministry related to statistics and program implementation, intends to launch a first pan-India household income survey in February 2026. So ये पहला इंडिया का household income survey होने वाला है to collect the reliable data on the income distribution. So because of the collection of this kind of data, we will now be having I can say more reliable numbers, right? It will give us more credible income source data among different states, among different sectors of the economy, and it enhances the credibility of the different indicators as well, like per capita income, like inequality metrics and so on, right? तो ये पहला होने वाला है हमारा हाउसहोल्ड सर्वे यहाँ पे related to income distribution in Feb 2026. Then Visa unveils the payment pass key authentication solution. So Visa एक corporate entity का नाम है, आप सभी लोग जानते हैं, Visa के cards आते हैं. So they have launched the payment pass key authentication solution. It's nothing but a device native authentication method. As of now, if I want to make an online payment, what I need to do is I need to verify that thing via an OTP, one-time password, right? But as per this particular method, what you can do is you can even use your fingerprint, facial recognition or the passcode in your device itself, right? तो आपके phone में आ जाएगा, it will be there in your mobile phone only, and you can authenticate the transaction, that too without the need of OTP via fingerprint, facial recognition or passcodes, right? So it's all about eliminating the need for OTPs here. Bank of India signs a MOU with the BSF to extend the Rakshak salary package benefit. So यहाँ पे Bank of India ने MOU sign किया Border Security Force से to offer its Rakshak salary package to the BFS personnel. ये 10th of October को हुआ है, right? और इसके काफ़ी सारे benefits रहेंगे उनके लिए, जैसे personal accidental insurance policy, air accidental coverage and so on. IMF has revised the India's growth projection. So earlier they have given 6.4% as growth projection, but now it is 6.6%. I am talking about the financial year 2026. Now so many entities have given different projection. There was a projection of the World Bank, right? RBI का तो काफ़ी टाइम पहले ही आ गया था, अभी यहाँ पे IMF का भी आ गया 6.6%. So do remember this particular data as well. Then EPFO, Employee Provident Fund Organization, has launched Employee Enrollment Scheme 2025 to expand the social security coverage. Now this is a particular scheme which covers employees who have joined the establishment. If an employee has joined an establishment from 1st of July 2017 to 31st of October 2025, so काफ़ी बड़ा ये आपका 8 year close to 7-8 years का period है, that is falling in this particular range. The start date will be 1st of November 2025 and the end date of this particular operational timeline will be 30th April 2026. There should be a voluntary declaration by employee. Let's suppose the employers may voluntarily declare any kind of unregistered employees, right? If you are an employer and 20 or more people are working in your workplace, then you need to get them registered under the Employee Provident Fund. You need to deduct their PF. Now, let's suppose these are unregistered employees. You should have done it, but you have not done, right? You should have done it, but it was a non-compliance, I can say, from your end. So now what you can do is, within this time period, you can accept the same thing, that you have done a non-compliance, and no problem at all, there will be waiver of the employee contribution. Whatever employee contribution should have been deposited in this particular past period will now be waived. Plus there will be a nominal penalty on you. You need to pay a nominal lump sum payment of 100 rupee for each eligible declaration, for each eligible basically employee declaration. So that's more of a, I can say, compounding scheme where you can reduce your penalty liability by opting for this particular enrollment scheme, right? So here you need to just know about the concept of this particular finance current affair and the range of the date, right? This is the range in which the employee should have joined the organization, and in this particular range you need to declare it with the government of India, right? You need to clearly declare everything regarding the non-compliance. So definitely what will happen because of this declaration, then EPFO will not initiate suo motu by themselves compliance action. Any kind of disciplinary action, any kind of compliance related action will not be initiated by the department against the employer, right? So it's a self-declaration scheme where the employers can come forward and declare whatever non-compliance was there in the particular period. RBI measures to unlock capital market liquidity. So how the RBI is unlocking the capital market liquidity, I have covered this particular news in the marathon session as well, guys, if you have attended. So how they are going to do it? Abolishing the cap on the lending against the listed debt security. So earlier there used to be a cap if you are lending against the debt securities, listed debt securities. So as of now there will be greater leveraging, obviously, because there is no cap. So banks will be lending more and more money on the listed debt securities. First one. Then they have raised the loan limit against the share. If you want to borrow against the shares, earlier the cap was 20 lakh rupees for the individuals. Now they have almost increased it 5 times to 1 crore. So from 20 lakhs now it is 1 crore, sorry. है ना, 20 लाख से कितनी हो गई है, 1 crore हो गई है. So by almost 5 times this cap is increased. So now the regulated entities can issue loan against the shares up to 1 crore rupee from the earlier 20 lakh rupees, and lifted the IPO financing as well. Let's suppose a retail investor wants to apply in an IPO. So it can take a IPO financing from a bank. Earlier the loan limit used to be 10 lakh. Now it is 25 lakh. Please do remember the limits, right? Loan against security from 20 lakh to 1 crore. Abolishment of the listed security, debt security wali limit, right? उसकी cap हटा दी गई है. Then IPO financing पे 10 lakh से 25 lakh rupee. And then there is a removal on the curbs on the large borrower exposure as well. Again, there was a limit related to the large borrower exposure. It is now abolished. Reduce risk weight for certain infrastructure lending by NBFC. So they are going to reduce the risk weights for the infrastructure lending by NBFC. Again, it will cause a huge inflow. More flexible ECB's external commercial borrowings. थोड़े से norms simplify कर दिए ECBs के. So these were the major measures to unlock the capital market liquidity. Almost all the measures are related to capital markets only. Then HSBC launches innovative banking in India with a 1 billion USD commitment. So HSBC ने क्या किया है यहाँ पे, innovation banking platform launch किया इंडिया के अंदर, and they are again committing 1 billion US dollar. So under this particular initiative, HSBC, what they will be doing is they will be providing short-term working capital loan. Obviously working capital loan usually are short-term only, and term loans as well, that to startups across the early to late stage of growth. So it doesn't matter, यहाँ पे startups को काफी सारी funding मिलने वाली है in the short-term working capital loan and for the term loans as well. This is an initiative, innovative banking from the HSBC. Then KotoPay launches India's first e-rupee voucher issuance stack for the businesses. Now this is a very interesting thing. This is basically a e-rupee voucher. It can be an e-rupee voucher, it can be a UPI voucher as well. Say for example, I am the employer and I am having so many employees, as Diwali is coming, so I want to give a voucher of 10,000 rupee to each employee. So what I can do here is I can create a UPI voucher. I can create a UPI voucher that too redeemable at select outlets or maybe for select categories. It can be an e-rupee voucher as well. So let's suppose if employees want to have some food, they want to travel, they want to, purchase fuel or any kind of particular product. So this will be a product specific, or I can say a service specific voucher. Mostly the corporate entities are giving it as a food specific voucher. So if you guys have also worked in corporate, Sodexo के काफ़ी सारे कार्ड्स आते हैं, राइट, बहुत सारे और भी ब्रांड्स हैं जिसके कार्ड्स आते हैं. सो ये उसी तरह की चीज़ें यहाँ पे, बट इट इज़ अ UPI वाउचर. सो द एम इज़ टू ब्रिंग कन्वीनियंस as well as control over the vouchers for the corporate and expense management. So whatever the limit is, it will be there in the voucher and you can easily redeem that voucher on specified transactions only. It is not like that you can use that 10,000 anywhere. It can be only redeemable against the specific criteria which is stated by your employer. Then Gurugram introduces the India's first QR based traffic challan payment kiosk. So it's nothing but a CSR initiative only. It's a corporate social responsibility initiative only. यहाँ पे QR based traffic challan के payment kiosk लगाए जाएंगे. So any kind of violations can be, whatever the fees may be, whatever the penalty amount is, can be paid via the UPI or QR payments as well, rather than going into specific places. So this is again a new initiative which is going to sort so many different difficulties which people are facing in metro and non-metro cities. Then Moose Wearables and NPCI launch India's first wearable payment ecosystem. So this is a wearable payment ecosystem. It is a smart ring basically, right? The name is Ring 1. So you can make payment via that ring also, right? You can just make payment via the ring also by using the NFC enabled terminal without any need of phone, without any need of card or wallet. So that's a great technology again. Moose Wearables and NPCI का platform है. Then Curie Money and ICICI Prudential AMC, they have partnered to enable the instant redemption via UPI. Obviously, it is relevant to AMC, so that's asset management company. So if you want to redeem your liquid mutual fund, now you can do it via UPI as well. So what will happen? It will be quite instant. Now if you redeem a mutual fund, it will take 1 to 4 days, right? On an average, liquid mutual funds के अंदर थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाता है, but instant नहीं होता, right? It's not like instant. Now it will be there instant as well, including the weekends also. So the app supports instant redemptions up to 1 lakh rupees, including weekends. So now you can sell your holdings on the weekends as well by using this particular application. So what you need to remember here is just the name of two entities and what kind of product they have introduced. Then RBI verified WhatsApp channel again for the public initiative. This is under the initiative RBI कहता है, ये second round है, ये second account है जो हम देखने वाले हैं. इससे पहले भी हमने around 6 to 7 months पहले, close to 6 to 7 or 8 months पहले ये वाली न्यूज़ भी कवर करी थी. Integrated Ombudsman scheme, inclusion of state cooperative banks and central cooperative banks. So now state cooperative banks and central cooperative banks will also be included in this particular integrated ombudsman scheme, right? तो अब एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया चेंज हो चुका है, इसके अंदर आपकी सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव और स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स भी इंक्लूड हो चुकी है. Then mercanting trade transaction, again if you have watched that particular marathon session, you must have watched this one as well. On a review, the timeline has been now extended from 4 months to 6 months. From 4 months to 6 months. So they have increased the timeline for the mercanting trading transaction, for the trade transaction. Let's suppose I'm buying something from US and I'm selling something to the UK. Then earlier the timeline used to be 4 months. For what? The entire MTT has to be completed within a particular duration of time. And I need to get the foreign exchange outflow not beyond 4 months. I need to pay that particular supplier from which I have bought goods and services from the US not beyond 4 months. Now it is extended to 6 months. Now it is extended to 6 months. तो पहले मुझे क्या करना पड़ता था, यूके यूएस सप्लायर को विद इन 4 months पे करना रहता था. दैट वाज अ फॉरेन एक्सचेंज आउटफ्लो, बट नाउ आई कैन डेफर इट टू 6 months also. Okay, so this again can be important. Next is RBI's new banking rule to improve the loan flexibility and policy transmission. So what new flexibilities RBI is bringing here is to make the interest rate transmission faster and improve the loan flexibility as well. So they want to transmit the changes in the interest rate quite faster, and they want to improve the loan flexibility as well. So the effective date is 1st of October. The very first thing that they have did is now the banks can raise additional tier 1 capital through the perpetual debt instrument as well. राइट, ये भी इंक्लूड हो जाएगी. हमने इसकी लिमिट भी पढ़ी थी, पहले वाले सेशन में भी कवर्ड है. देन व्हाट वाज द अनदर अपडेट रिलेटेड टू द गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर लोन. द टियर 3 एंड टियर 4 यूसीबीज कैन नाउ प्रोवाइड वर्किंग कैपिटल लोन टू दोज बिजनेसमैन जिनका काम ही गोल्ड और सिल्वर को रॉ मटेरियल की तरह यूज करना है. सो लेट सपोज आई एम अ बिजनेसमैन, I use gold or silver as my raw material. Maybe I'm in the jewelry making business. So for that purpose, if I want to buy gold and silver, because that's my stock in trade now, because that's as good as a raw material for me, that's my stock. So banks and tier 3 and tier 4 UCBs can now provide working capital loan even based on this particular gold. Otherwise gold पे direct lending यहाँ पे allowed नहीं होती है. Then again floating rate loans का circular आया था, तो circular का part है आपका वैसे. So earlier there used to be a lock-in period of 3 months. You cannot change the spread. As a bank, you cannot change the spread. Now you can reduce it. But वहाँ पे fair basis होना चाहिए, वहाँ पे fair basis होना चाहिए. ये हमने circular में भी पढ़ा था, if you guys remember. And earlier there used to be a compulsory option that a bank needs to provide if a borrower needs to switch from flexible interest rate loans to variable interest rate loans to fixed interest rate. Now there is no such option. It will be provided on a voluntary basis. The bank may provide or bank may not provide as well. So these are some of the upgrades, recent upgrades. Then this one again we have already covered. Integrated ombudsman scheme we have covered. What else? Okay, so there was one more amendment related to the international trade settlement in the INR. So I think 1 month back we have studied the concept of special rupee pass-through account, which now can whatever balance is there in the special rupee SRVA account, they can buy government treasury bills, they can invest in the government treasury bills, in the government securities, etc. Now this particular list of the investment category is being extended also in the non-convertible debentures and bonds. So now whatever the excess balance of SRVA is there can be invested in the non-convertible debentures and bonds as well, can be invested in the commercial papers as well, which is issued by the Indian companies. तो अब ये गवर्नमेंट ट्रेजरी बिल और गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज तक इट्स नॉट restricted, but it is also they can also invest the excess money of the SRV account in the non-convertible debenture and bonds and commercial papers of the Indian entities, right? Rest is the Economic Times news and the articles and some of the extra current affairs as well, which I always give as a homework to you guys. So the Economic Times related news and articles and the extra dose will be your homework. Just give it a quick reading. Okay. So guys, the most important news from today's session, let me just summarize it, can be Bharat Connect and FX Retail 1. ठीक है, ये बहुत important हो सकती है आप लोगों के लिए. उसके बाद NPCI Tech Solution, which is nothing but a sandbox newly introduced. Then GFF के हमने कुछ की अपडेट्स देखे जो हुए थे. इसके अंदर से सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट आप लोगों के लिए हो सकती है RBI unveils 4 डिजिटल पेमेंट इनिशिएटिव, AI रिलेटेड, IoT रिलेटेड, इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी और वर्नाकुलर लैंग्वेज रिलेटेड. देन WTO ने डाउनग्रेड कर दिया था 0.5 पे. उसके बाद यू नीड टू रिमेंबर ये जो डिजिटल टोकनाइजेशन हो रहा है ये किस में हो रहा है, आपका होलसेल सेगमेंट ऑफ द CBDC में हो रहा है, होलसेल सेगमेंट में हो रहा है. ऑन द फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट ऑन विच दिस इज बीइंग टेस्टेड इज सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स, राइट, CDs पे हो रहा है. अच्छा, रिटेल सैंडबॉक्स भी लॉन्च हुआ है CBDC के लिए, ये भी आपको याद रखना है. AUM of NPS1, Atal Pension Yojana, basically this has crossed 16 lakh crore. I'm talking about the AUM, है ना, asset under management. Then what else can be important? Real-time forex settlement. There are so many upgrades in the Gift City. Real-time forex settlement. Earlier it used to take 36 to 48 hours. Now it will be done in the real time only. Instant settlement will be there. अच्छा, CPI data, WPI data. CPI data is 1.54% and the WPI data is now 0.52%. Sorry, 0.52% used to be there in your August month, right? As of now in September 2025 it is 0.13%. IMF growth projection 6.6% now. It has revised for the financial year 2026. An EPFO launches this particular scheme, so you just need to remember the date ranges and the concept of this particular scheme. And this can be very, very important, guys. This is regarding the loan against the share cap, which is now increased to 1 crore from the earlier 20 lakh. And what about IPO from 10 lakh to 25 lakh? 10 lakh to 25 lakh. This is for the individuals. Perfect. So that's all from my end for today, guys. We'll be doing MCQs related to these finance current affairs in my tomorrow's session 8 p.m. Okay, so thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon, guys. And those who are giving the RBI Grade B examination, wish you the very best for the examination. Right? Stay calm and do your best. And don't read anything new as of now. Okay. So bye bye, guys. Take care. See you soon.